Hello, I'm J. El Camino. Why El Camino? Because it's the only Spanish I know. So today we're going to dive into confusion and interest level of a woman. And we should always underestimate a woman's interest level. So, if you've ever spent time sitting at your phone thinking, does she like me? Am I just wasting my time? This is going to clear things up for you completely, because the truth is, women don't communicate interest with what they say, it's with what they do. And then once you understand that, you stop guessing, you stop overthinking, you start seeing things exactly as they are. There's a core principle taught by guys like Doc Love, Coach Corey Wayne, Bobby Rio, and it's this: a woman's level of romantic interest is always revealed through how easy or difficult she makes things with you, not her words, not her excuses, but her behavior. So Doc Love had a very blunt rule about this. He said if you're confused about a woman, if you're constantly wondering where you stand, that confusion itself is your answer. It means her interest is not high, because when a woman's interest is high, you don't feel confused, you feel clarity, you feel cooperation, you feel momentum. So instead of trying to code mixed singles, we're going to simplify everything into three levels here: high interest, medium interest, and low interest. And then I'll show you how to tell the difference between genuine low interest and when she's just testing you, because women do that as well. So let's start with the high interest. So when a woman has high interest in you, life feels easy, there's no confusion, no anxiety, no analyzing every little thing. She responds to you often quickly, she's engaged in conversation, she asks you questions. She laughs, she leans in, she touches you. When you suggest getting together, she makes it happen. She's not putting up obstacles, she's removing them. So she's buying your time, she's making it easy for you to lead. You don't need any tricks, you don't need to just not screw up. And that's exactly where a lot of guys fail. They finally get a woman who's into them. Instead of just letting it flow natural, they overdo it. They start texting all day, over-explaining, seeking reassurance, try to lock things down too fast. And ironically, that's what turns her off. So when her interest is high, your job is simple. Just lead, set dates, have fun, and don't smother the situation. Let it come to you as much as you go to her. Now let's talk about the gray area. That's medium interest. That's where most guys get stuck and where most mistakes happen. So with medium interest, she kind of likes you, but she's not really fully sold. She'll respond, but sometimes it takes a while. She'll agree to plans, but might reschedule. Conversations can be good, but inconsistent. And if you're honest, you're probably putting in a bit more effort than she is. So that's what I'm called being on the fence. And the natural instinct most guys have here is to try to win her over. They text more, they explain themselves, they chase harder, they try to impress. That's exactly what kills attraction. So attraction doesn't grow under pressure. It grows in space. When you lean in too hard, you remove the very tension that creates desire. So instead, what you do is simple, but not easy. I will not say it's easy. You pull back, you mirror her effort. You stop trying to convince her, and you give her the space to come towards you. You focus on your own life, your purpose, your options. You don't chase a woman whose interest isn't high. Scarcity creates value, and you basically don't build attraction by doing more. You build it by not overinvesting where it hasn't been earned. Now here's the key Doc Love principle that most guys ignore as well. Always assume that her interest level is lower than you think it is. Why? Because men tend to overestimate. A smile, a few texts, one good date, and suddenly we think she's all in. But when you overestimate, you over-pursue, you text too much, you push too fast. You try to lock things down. That's exactly what causes her interest to drop. I remember a time some years ago, I was at a trade show in Orlando, and this girl at the counter, a very pretty girl, she's very friendly to me, just super bubbly and everything. And I just had this impression that she really was into me. She seemed flirty, etc. So finally, after day 3, I actually, hey, you want to go grab something? She's like, looked at me like I was like, like you're the devil. And that's because, who knows why, but I'm sure it's happened to her before, so she can't really be that shocked. But the point is I completely overestimated her interest level, and so it's better to underestimate is the point. When you underestimate her interest, you stay more grounded, you give her space, you let her invest, you don't chase. And ironically, that's what gives attraction room to grow. So underestimating her her interest doesn't mean being negative. It just means being calibrated, and it keeps you from getting ahead of reality. So let's now go to low interest, just to save you the most time, energy, and frustration. So low interest looks like this. She takes forever to respond or doesn't respond at all. She cancels plans and doesn't suggest another time. Conversations are dry, short, they feel forced. She says she's busy, but there's no effort to reconnect, and you feel like you're chasing someone that isn't moving. And again, Dr. Love's rule, if you're confused, if you're unsure, if you're constantly trying to figure out, that is not high interest, it is low interest. And here's the hard truth. If her interest is low, there's nothing you can say or text that will fix it. Attraction is non-negotiable. You can't logic someone into liking you. You can't persuade someone into desire. And the more you chase in the situation, the more you actually reinforce that you're lower value. And when a woman looks down on a man, the attraction just evaporates like a glass of water in the Mojave Desert. So the strongest move you can make is to walk away cleanly. No drama, no emotional speeches, not trying to prove your worth, not something simple, or just something simple like, hey, seems like now's not a good time to take care. And you genuinely move on. Here's the part that trips people up the most. How do you tell if it's actually low interest or if she's just testing you? Because yeah, sometimes women will pull back, delay responses, or act slightly indifferent. Not because they don't like you, but because they're gauging your confidence. They want to see if you're secure, or if you're going to get needy, reactive, or over pursue. Because that will scare them. They want stability and somebody who's not a loon, okay? So how do you tell the difference? The key is consistency and overall pattern. A test is temporary. Low interest is consistent. So if she's generally engaged, responsive, and cooperative, but occasionally takes longer to reply, maybe for a day or half a day or 2 days, or playfully challenges you, or it doesn't agree to something, it's usually a test. And the correct response is to stay calm, not overreact, not chase, and maintain your center, and don't try it any harder. Another thing, another factor, another element to take a look at is naturally a woman's interest will ebb and flow, even if you're doing everything right. It's been said before that women are like cats. They kind of come and go. And so, Lorinda, what are you up to? Oh, yeah, okay, great. And then they kind of vanish for a day or so and they come back. But again, it's not consistent and ongoing. It's not like a wall. It's just sort of like a little bit up and down. And you don't react to that is the point. You just kind of observe it and don't react. But if the behavior is consistently low effort, consistently distant, consistently one-sided, it's not a test. It's a level of interest. So another way to look at it is like this. A woman with high, even medium interest, she's not going to let you drift away too far. Even if she tests you, she'll come back around, she'll re-engage, she'll invest again. A woman with low interest lets you fade out completely. So if you're always the one initiating, always the one trying to keep things alive, always the one wondering where you stand, that's your answer. So tests create momentary uncertainty. Low interest creates ongoing confusion. That's why Dr. Love emphasizes so heavily. Confusion is not something to solve. It's something to recognize. It's a signal that her interest is not where it needs to be. So your entire framework here is when interest is high, lead and don't overdo it. When it's medium, lean back and let it come towards you. When it's low, walk away. No guessing, no overthinking, just reading behavior and responding accordingly. And if you remember nothing else, remember this. The right woman won't make you feel confused all the time. She won't make you question where you stand every day. She'll make it easy for you to move things forward. Your job isn't to convince her to like you. Your job is to recognize she already does and act like a man who has options either way. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.